To date, we've been able to manufacture over 550 Casitas, with many of those being deployed in now 6 states all around the country.
What is the highest quality that we can make at the lowest cost as quickly as possible?
Over $15 million in new automated manufacturing equipment.
BOXABL is a building system, not just a tiny house company.
I looked back and I said, I didn't expect to be here, I expected to be here. As you can see here, we now have 3 factory buildings totaling over 400,000 square feet.
Ever since the days of Henry Ford automotive production line or the BOXABL production line.
They're putting out 1 car every minute or less. Why is no one doing that with housing? Factory equipment upgrades that we're doing right now are going to really change the game for BOXABL. We think they're going to bring down labor costs, allow us to produce houses faster, reduce the number of parts in the building. Soon we're going to be launching a partner directory. We recently hired a CFO and a full finance team. A huge milestone happened recently with our Arizona State modular approval.
Inside the factory to prepare for our 2.0 launch.
We actually have a new product we're showcasing, which is a 1 through 4 bedroom model.
What is it called? Goldilocks.
Our mission is to fix housing.
The product and the factory has been designed within its DNA from day one for massive scale.
Okay. Look. Yeah. I'm in the flippin' BOXABL. A BOXABL. Yeah, I'm in the mother flippin' BOXABL. Yeah. I mean that anything is possible. We hurdle over any obstacle. Yeah, we are
BOXABL.
We are
BOXABL.
How perfect was that? How fucking perfect was that?
Right now, I'm standing in the middle of the BOXABL factory where we're undergoing massive changes. We're actually ripping out tons of old equipment and putting in new automated manufacturing equipment. This is going to allow us to produce houses faster with less labor costs at a higher quality level. We've actually invested over $15 million in this new equipment, and that's going to come online later this year. You can see behind me, they're actually cutting out footings in the floor to install this equipment. And the equipment is so big that it actually goes from that side of the building all the way to that side of the building. We're pulling out a huge amount of the labor out of this process, and we're increasing automation in a big way. Hopefully he doesn't do the whole thing by hand there, and he uses the digger, you know.
So here it is, our first production line. We moved in here a couple of years ago with a team, and we didn't know each other because we moved from an R&D space with maybe a dozen people to getting on for anywhere between 170 and 200 people. And we had to set up a production line from a whole bunch of theory and make it all work. And there were a few sleepless nights, let me tell you, but you have to start somewhere. So let's take a walk down what will soon be memory lane in terms of 1.0 production, and I can talk, then segue into what 2.0 production. So we start with the floor. Next up, we pass on here, we put in the walls and some of the infrastructure like cabinets and boilers.
We've got the core of the casita. The core of the casita is the uncompressed space. So we fold up the empty space, and then we're able to get to that 8.5 foot wide shipping dimension.
The key numbers are 8.5 foot wide, 13.5 foot from the blacktop, from the tarmac, from the roadway, and whatever length you want. Today we're 20. We will be making 30 and 40 foot boxes, and that can ship all over the world.
You can see things starting to take form here. Now we've got the core of the casita mostly built out. We've got the floor panel. We've got the folding roof coming on top, and there's just a few more stations, and then the house is done.
This is what the BOXABL packs up to, the BOXABL Casita. And our expanded offering, our Goldilocks offering, they all arrive like this. If you want up to a 4-bedroom home, 4 of these will show up.
Okay, so this is our newest paint line. Here is where we will paint our panels. Far in the back is where our lamination cell will be sitting. The panels are coming off the lamination cell. They come off horizontally. We flip them over in a vertical position, and then they transfer to this overhead conveyor of the cell. And the overhead conveyor, it goes in through a couple paint and finishing booth. And then the last station here is the IR infrared oven where the paint is cured. The panel will come around to this side, and then it gets moved to a cart, and with the cart it gets moved to our assembly line to various stations in the process.
So when we got in here about 2.5 years ago and turned on this first factory, we didn't realize it, but we would get very lucky being able to actually pick up 2 other buildings right next to each other.
BOXABL Factory 1 right here. Big giant building, big giant vanishing point building, but apparently that wasn't enough for our ambitions. And ahead of me here is another giant building, and this is the corner of Factory 2 right in front of us.
So here we are at Factory 2, and a lot of things happening here at the moment. So Factory 2 will be a factory supplying Factory 1. All the main production will happen in Factory 1, where we will build the boxes. But here, this is, for example, our latest foam cutting equipment. There's a different technology than what we're using today. It's got an abrasive system, will be much faster, more accurate. It's more automated equipment, better for data collection, quality of course, and speed will be way more productive with this equipment.
So we've now got factory buildings 1, 2, and 3 all right next to each other so they can support each other here in Las Vegas.
Oh look, what's that? Through the magic of video editing, we're at Factory 3. Have a nice window here for keep an eye on what's going on. And then through here, pretty much the same format. We're still moving in, but we will have the lunch area here for our team members and our factory workers, and kitchen behind us, and obviously delicious snacks because we need to keep everybody fed. Let's go take a look at something maybe just a little bit more interesting.
What we've done here is we've taken 3 of our 20 by 20 room modules and just stuck them together. One is still basically the casita, so it's got the kitchen, bathroom in there. Then the other ones will have only a bathroom in them, so we've taken the kitchen out, and then in one unit we've added a divider wall in the middle to turn a 20 by 20 box into 2 bedrooms. Then on the 4th square, we've just added in a nice little patio area here.
BOXABL is a building system, not just a tiny house company, to build most things most of the time. The best way to think about BOXABL is simply to think of Legos. So from a tiny home to a mansion, and I do mean a mansion, our goal, our vision is that you will be able to build with BOXABL.
It's 2024. We're shooting rockets into space. Elon Musk is working on humanoid robots. You can get your Apple goggles and see augmented reality and virtual reality, but somehow we have record homelessness. Our next step to fix housing is what we're calling BOXzilla. BOXzilla is basically taking everything we've learned here and scaling it up massively in order to get more efficiencies, implement more automation, give us more bulk purchasing power with suppliers to drive down cost, allow us to get closer to this goal of matching what the automobile makers are doing, where they're putting out 1 car per minute. We're actually going around the country now, visiting sites for a potential BOXzilla factory, talking in different states about incentive packages, and trying to put the pieces together that we need in order to launch BOXzilla, which hopefully can be the world's most advanced, largest house factory that's ever been done.
The product that we have here is the BOXABL technology and everything that goes inside it. The second product that we're developing is the factory itself, because we want to franchise this. That means we find partners and we can make copies of the BOXABL factory around the country, not too many because we're so shipping efficient, but also around the world. Basically, we would take everything in this factory, the production line, which is going to semi-automation on the 2.0 production line, and all of our methodologies into a giant manual with costs and everything. If you think about McDonald's, they're basically micro factories where the mothership does all the innovation, gets the formula right, and provides the franchisee with both the equipment and the raw material. So they provide, the French fries and the fry later, and that's what we will do when we replicate this.
We are rolling out a dealer program at BOXABL. That's where we're bringing parties in that want to go out and sell a casita, market it, find customers, do price quotes, do install, companies that want to provide this full package of services to our customers.
Hi, I'm Lance from BOXABL. I'm the sales director here. 5 months ago, we started our distributor and installer one-day training program. Classes are generally full, and we have more and more distributors and general contractors wanting to work with BOXABL every day. The benefit to the consumer, to you, is that our BOXABLs now are being installed by professionals trained here at BOXABL to ensure that you get your BOXABL installed right, according to code, and on time.
One cool thing that we've been able to do to fuel the vision of BOXABL was actually the way we raised capital. So we had a lot of people early on saying, hey, can I invest in BOXABL? And these were just individuals. So I looked around and said, is there a way to enable that? And the answer was yes. So we ended up being able to put basically a link on our website where people could come in and invest small amounts of money. We ended up raising over $150 million from over 40,000 people for this process. That's allowed us to run really fast, buy equipment, buy raw materials, make things happen. And we're continuing to follow through with that strategy. So for example, on our last Reg C offering, where we were allowed to raise an additional $3 million, we launched that, and within 9 hours, we had sold out the full amount.
The biggest change we've had is the integration of the automation, the machinery, the equipment. I'd have to say, most of it has been from the conceptual idea to now full-fledged manufacturing.
Buying a casita from BOXABL, unfortunately, it's not just a small product like this where I can put in a FedEx envelope and ship it to someone who buys it. You're going to have to get permits and installation and foundation and all that kind of stuff. So we're actually rolling out a partner directory on our website. So this directory is going to list most of the people who have reached out to us over the years and wanted to work with BOXABL, wanted to sell our product, wanted to be an installer, architects, financing, dealers, installers, all the people that a Casita customer and end user needs to chat with in order to see if their project is feasible and get that work done.
My name's BB. I've been with BOXABL for about 2 years and some change. It's been a steady progression. In the beginning, everything was kind of still coming together. Nobody really had their feet under them. But so far, we've made a ton of progress. It's moving pretty fast. Everything's really rapid.
I've been with the company now about 3 years. BOXABL is such a great place to work for because there's so much room for growth. If you come here like I did, start from the bottom and work your way up. I'm currently now department lead. And we've opened up 3 factories in the past 2 years, so it's a lot of room to grow here.
We've now got over 170 employees. We recently hired a CFO, a finance team. We've got 10 engineers working. A huge milestone happened recently with our Arizona State modular approval. We got through a really burdensome regulatory process, which is going to allow us to sell Casitas into the state of Arizona. And we think now that that first domino has fallen, that the rest of the states are going to start coming in soon. And we can also sell park model RV Casitas in over 40 states.
Hop in. One of the amazing things about BOXABL is we give tours every day, and we don't advertise. And a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen people come every day. Please come.
Have you ever wondered how our casitas come to life? Click the link down below and book your spot.
BOXABL recently had a job fair where we hired about 30 people. If you'd like to come and join us, click on the link below, and happy to have you here in our growing company.
Okay.